this is Lynne here, and folks have been wondering, well, my background is I have a master's in digital media and marketing from the University of Washington. Go Dogs! And can't do that W thing with my hands. But yeah, and so I've been in marketing. I had my own startup. I was co-founder of a marine electronic company, and it was a fleet vessel monitoring and management company called Krill Systems. You can look it up. But it was one of the first yacht systems, and so anyway, I've done marketing for that company for way over 10 years, as well as I was a registered dental hygienist. My first career was as a registered dental hygienist. I went to USC at dental school, and I was a registered hygienist in the Palo Alto and Menlo Park area, as well as Beverly Hills and Culver City, and a little bit of San Diego. So I've lived everywhere in California, working as a dental hygienist, and I really enjoyed it until I had carpal tunnel syndrome. But what they have all in common with real estate is that I always wanted to be a realtor, because I've always owned homes, and I really believed in it. And when I was younger, when I was single and I was as a registered dental hygienist, I wanted to buy a condo or a house, you know, and I could have bought. I was so close to buying one in Mountain View, and oh gosh, I kicked myself for being so scared and superstitious, because at the time I was single, and I had this dream of saving my money. Okay, so I was a saver. I did my dollar cost average to my no-load mutual fund, and I was socking away my money for a down payment. And number one, the myth of 20% down, I was doing that. So I had my 20% down payment, and you don't need 20% down, but I didn't know. At the time, I had a newer agent, and she didn't quite advise me very well. So anyway, okay, so that was number one. And number two, myth, as a single woman, and I'm embarrassed to say this now, because I'm quite old, but I guess I was kind of old-fashioned, and I thought no man would want to marry me if I had a house all by myself. And so I did not want to buy a house until I got married. And I didn't want to marry a guy who already had a house or a condo, because then I'd have to use his furniture and I wouldn't have picked it out. So I think that's a bad myth. That's a bad superstition, or whatever that is my history belief, thinking that I would not be desirable if I had my own place, and also a spouse, a partner, wouldn't be as desirable either, because I'd have to use their furniture. And I think, oh God, how stupid of me. So anyway, I came really close to pulling the trigger. I was making an offer on a Mountain View 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house in Mountain View, and I think it was around $275,000. That's it. Can you believe that? And you know, we were going back and forth, and I was really scared, because back then I didn't think of house hacking and renting out a room. So I really also blamed that I had an inexperienced realtor at the time, because she didn't think about, like, how can she ease my worries about being able to pay off my mortgage. I could get renters. I could, you know, have 2 renters in there, just in case if my hand as a dental hygienist would have burnt out. You know, I could have 2 roommates to help me pay down my mortgage, and that would have been so awesome. So that was another poor advice, or non-advice. So it's really good to work with a realtor who's not only experienced, so that they can give you ideas on how to be able to afford and get into a market, but also, how to take title. You can take title as tenants in common, and buy a property with your friends, and or joint tenancy. There's different ways of taking title legally, and so that you don't get screwed over. Say if you later on want to move on and get married and you want to sell your portion of your home, you can do that. So anyway, feel free to talk to me. I'd love to discuss what are your dreams and your goals, and don't be foolish like me and be caught up with silly superstition. I talked to my husband and I told him that would you find me desirable if I had a home, and all of those things that I thought would make me more desirable, not having a home. I mean, how stupid is that?